Welcome, everybody, to the Noisy Fox stream where we free our minds, baby. I'm excited as hell to do this stream. I've been waiting to do this for a long time because this is a subject that I've been personally very passionate about for a while, and I have not spoken about it because at first I thought it would get a little bit too controversial, but not really gonna care about that, right? But you know what? I'm just gonna drop it because I feel like a lot of people are misunderstood by this topic, and I want to shed some light on what it actually is according to what I have seen through my life. And I have watched quite a bit through my life, so I kind of sort of know what I'm about to say. I kind of sort of know. So y'all don't take what I say as general fact, because I don't do research on this stuff. I simply research in real life by looking and watching. I don't go on the internet and search up people. No, I watch. I see what people do. I observe. I use my eyes and close my mouth. So whatever I say is based off of my own experience. Okay, so let's just get into it, right? So I hope everybody's having a good day, but today we're gonna talk about everything you know about the alpha male and the alpha woman and the beta male and the beta woman, because there's two. It's not just male, and it's not just male, there's female too. Everything you know about the mentality of the alpha and beta male or woman is wrong. Let's debunk it, right? First of all, the alpha male does not worry about dominance. Second of all, the alpha woman does not worry about dominance. What do I mean by dominance? Well, first of all, the alpha male does not focus or care about dominating everyone else around him. The alpha male knows himself, thus he dominates himself, and everyone respects him. That is the alpha male. That is the characteristic of the alpha male. The alpha woman knows herself and thus does not care about dominating everybody else because she knows her goddamn self. Once you know yourself, you are respected by everyone else. That is the quality of the alpha male. That is the quality of the alpha woman. Some people, I'm not going to say all people because I know some people think like this. Some people think that the alpha male has to be dominant over everybody else. That is not true. That is actually the quality of a beta male. But I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that later. The alpha male, okay, everything you know about it is wrong. The alpha male does not belittle anybody to higher his status. In fact, the alpha male disregards status and puts himself at the bottom because he knows himself to be humble, to be caring for himself, to be loving for himself, to be loving to others. Thus, he wants everyone else to shine, not him. Well, he'll shine himself. She'll shine herself. But you see, that's not his focus. He wants everyone else around him to shine. He does not care if he does not shine or she does not shine. He cares if everyone else shines. The alpha male and the alpha woman wants everyone else around him or her to shine. Thus, again, he does not care or she does not care about status. Status is something so little to the alpha male or the alpha woman that everyone else can think about it and they're just chilling. This is the quality of someone who knows himself. If you know yourself, you don't give a damn about being better than anybody else. Because the moment you start trying to be better than everybody else, you become worse than everybody else. And at the moment you try to become better than everybody else, you become the worst enemy to yourself. Because you are so into your ego. You're so into your ego, you're letting it take over. Ego will confuse you on who you are. Ego will confuse other people on who you are because you'll start putting on masks, you'll start putting on fronts and all this bullshit, and then you won't be yourself. The alpha male and the alpha woman is themselves all of the time. And if they change, it's not sporadically, it's a permanent change. The alpha male and alpha woman always changes for the better, never for the worse. The alpha male and the alpha woman is always progressing. Now, let me clarify on that. Always progressing into being better for themselves, being better spiritually, being better mentally, being better physically, being better emotionally. The alpha male and the alpha woman is always progressing in one of those, at least one of those. Because they know that themselves, they have to be the best that they can be for themselves, not for anybody else. Not for anybody else, and not to show anybody else. Only to themselves. Because the only one that you need to impress is your goddamn self. Because the moment you can impress yourself and say, wake up and say, God damn, I'm so proud of my goddamn self tonight. I'm so proud I'm alive tonight. I'm so proud that I am becoming my greatest version tonight for my goddamn self, not for anybody else. The moment you try to show off for everybody else is the moment someone will see how little you really are, because that will show your insecurities. Why are you so insecure about how other people see you? Unless you don't want people to see the true you. You see, that is the problem. People think that alpha males and alpha women have to put up fronts to show people the image of what they want you to see. And the image is always the mask. The image is always who they are not truly, who they truly are not. You see, the alpha male and the alpha woman always is themselves and always shows other people the authentic true selves of them. And the moment and someone else if someone else judges, they go away. They do not stay in that same vibration, because the alpha male and the alpha woman knows that if anybody who is not satisfied with who they are is around them, they will only bring them down. And another thing, people think, and no, not even people think, I'm not even gonna say that. I've seen, through my experience, I've seen people who are so drunk in their ego, who portray themselves to be this sort of alpha, but what they were doing was actually subconsciously attracting people who they could dominate. That gets deep. It gets deep. But I'm not gonna go into that. Some people will subconsciously attract people who they can dominate and keep them around them to show everyone else that they are an alpha, when in fact the alpha is the most quiet one. You see, the one who's talking is not the alpha. Unless he's educating, unless he's uplifting. If he's uplifting and educating others, then yes, this is an alpha trait. But you see, the alpha male doesn't just ramble his mouth without purpose. The alpha male and the alpha woman always speaks with purpose. If there is no purpose behind the talk, then the alpha or alpha woman does not need to talk. You want to look at an alpha male? Look at Malcolm X. Look at Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Look at what's her name? The Panthers, the Black Panthers. Forgetting her name. Angelina something. She had a big afro. She was part of the Black Panthers. I forget her name. Darn it, I forget her name. Look at James Bond. Even he had alpha traits. But I'm gonna get a little deeper into that. You see, these types of people, they speak with purpose. Malcolm X, when he spoke, you are getting educated, you are getting uplifted, you are getting motivated. Kobe Bryant, when he talks, you are getting educated, you are getting uplifted, you are getting motivated. James Bond, he's a different story. We don't know who he is. I'm just gonna disregard him. I wanted to say the other woman who was in the Black Panthers, but I forgot her name. It was Angelina something. Angelina, I forget her name. God darn it. Let's just stick to Kobe Bryant and Malcolm X. Those types of people have alpha traits because every time they talk, it's with purpose. It's either to educate or to motivate other people around them. Let me say something. The alpha male and the alpha woman has insecurities. and is able to show them to people without self-hate. Why? Because the alpha male and the alpha woman stays authentic. When you can stay authentic to yourself and show that self to everyone else and not feel judged and not care that someone else is saying, oh, you're so weird, wah, 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 wah. That is an alpha trait. Because it means you are not scared to show your true self, thus meaning you love yourself. The alpha male and the alpha woman loves themselves. Someone who hates themselves hides their true selves and instead shows everyone the mask, the image. And that is when you start going into the beta mindset. But I'm gonna go deeper into the beta mindset, but we still on alpha. We still on alpha. The thing with some quote unquote alpha male who believe themselves to be so, let's just say, powerful. Let me give an example. We have Jeff, right? I always use Jeff, the Grammy nominee, always winning the Grammys. You see, we have Jeff right here, right? Let's just say Jeff is a womanizer. He gets all the girls, blah, blah, blah. Tons of girls hitting up his line, tons of records, tons of stories, yada, 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 yada. No. That is not an alpha male trait. You see, I think some men believe that the more women you have, the more powerful you are in terms of being an alpha male. That is not true. Because you go out and have your sessions, your appointments, your stick in the tub before you have all that. Just because you have all that does not make you more powerful or more dominant. To someone who can see behind the bullshit, it makes you look like you're trying too goddamn hard. Not only to other people, but to impress yourself way too much. That can go into narcissism. But this video is not about narcissism. What I'm trying to say is the alpha male, when he is with a woman, he respects the damn woman. He loves the goddamn woman. He makes sure he ravishly pleasures the woman. He makes sure he nurtures the woman. He makes sure that he protects, serves. What's the other word? And takes full responsibility for everything that he says and does to the woman. Because when he can do that, the woman also becomes empowered in his presence. You see, alpha male don't go jumping around, blah, 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 sticking the tub. They don't do that. That's just a quality of you trying too hard, trying to impress yourself too much. There's no one who gives a shit about how many times you stuck your tub in the tub. Stuck your stick in the tub. They don't care. Don't care. Do that somewhere else by yourself. Don't talk about it. No one cares. No one cares. It makes you look weaker, in fact, because you can't stay with a woman and you can't make a woman happy around your presence. Because the alpha male, the alpha male is with a woman. And when someone will ask that woman, how does your husband treat you, or your boyfriend or whatever treat you? The woman will say, splendid. That is the trait of an alpha male. A trait of an alpha that is not a trait of an alpha male is a man who will belittle, to flirt. I'll get deeper into that, maybe into another video. Belittle, put down, talk to multiple women and then lie in general, not take care of her. And the vice versa, because she got to take care of you too. This is a give and take relationship, okay? This is a give and take relationship. Ain't no just me taking care of you and then you. No. Give and take relationship, Ivy. Anyway, he takes care of you. He gives to you. If he doesn't do those last things, but he does do those first things, if he belittles you, puts you down, blah, 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 but he doesn't give to you, he doesn't take care of you, if he doesn't do that, that's not a trait of an alpha male. And then when someone asks that woman, how does your husband treat you? What? Oh, almost got you. She will say, horrible. Or maybe she'll say something else because she doesn't want to expose her situation to the other person, because that's a little bit personal for a lot of people. But inside she feels horrible, so she internalizes that hurt. And you see, this is what men don't understand when it comes to alpha beta male mentality. You see, some people try to be so alpha sometimes subconsciously, they don't even realize what they're doing. Make sure you are always uplifting everyone else around you. Never put down, because the moment you put down is the moment you put yourself on the ground. The moment you put down is the moment you put yourself on the goddamn ground, baby. Whenever you put down someone else, that energy you are exerting out onto others is put back onto you through the universe. So the negative energy that you put out is given back to you. Same thing with positive energy. This is the law of karma. This is the 7 hermetic principles, baby. This is the law of causation, baby. Whatever positive energy you put out is the positive energy you bring back from the universe. Whatever negative energy you put out is the negative energy you put back. You get back. No alpha male, true alpha male, puts down others to make themselves feel more powerful. The only true alpha male puts out positive energy to uplift everyone else, to put them on the stand, to put them on the shining train, to make them shine. An alpha male doesn't need to shine. An alpha woman doesn't need to shine because she already shines so goddamn bright in herself. He already shines so goddamn bright in himself. So he'll let everybody else shine. And that is the trait of a true alpha male. A true alpha male does not care about dominating anybody else. A true alpha woman does not care about dominating anybody else. Because when you think about dominating, you're in the ego. Get the fuck out of the ego. Oh. Get the hell out of your goddamn mind. Your mind is your greatest prison if you continue to live in it. That's just what I want to say. And also another thing. I've seen a lot in my life. I've seen quite a bit. I've been through a school that was similar to prison. You pretty much had the same procedures. I was sent to probably the worst school ever that you could go to. So I've seen pretty bad behavior. So I kind of understand what people are thinking in terms of this mindset. Okay, I didn't go there for forever. Okay, chill out. I'm not gonna expose my life. Okay, y'all don't need to know, but just know I seen some pretty bad. Yeah, I seen some stuff you guys wouldn't even think children were capable of. I seen some stuff, but I'm gonna tell you what I seen. I seen someone so drunk in their ego, they made sure everyone else around them was in fear in their presence. When you have someone like that around you, that is the trait of a beta male. It is nowhere near alpha. That is the bottom of the bottom, because fear is the lowest vibration. When everyone around you is scared of you, you are working on the lowest vibration. Thus, you are actually the weakest person in the room. What this person did, of course I'm not going to name names. Of course I'm not going to describe anything. What this person did is the moment he walked in, he made sure he dominated everybody with eye contact, of course. That's a whole nother thing. Maybe I'll go into that. He made sure that he belittled everyone around him. He made sure that when everyone was in pain, he made the pain more. He was just such a person where you're so scared of him that you dared not say anything to him. And he thought he was being the most dominant in the process. I remember one time because I'm the type to fight back. But even there, I was scared a little bit. Even I was scared a little bit. Well, I was about like what, 16, 18? I think I was 18. I think I was 18 2 years ago. Well, before I had this whole change going on, because I completely changed when I turned 20. Completely. But, or actually, when I turned 19, it was more 19, because 2019 is when I had my awakening. But I'd say at the time I was in that school, it was way before my awakening. So I kind of had the Matrix mindset, but I was still observing. So one time I was being manipulated by this other guy. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize I was being manipulated by this other guy. But this other guy, now mind you know, this guy, he had so much fear around everybody. Everybody was scared of him. Nobody wanted to stand up to him. So as I'm in school, I was a quiet one. I didn't see shit. In that school, I didn't see shit. Because these children were just, whoa. Like I've never seen some of the things that they've done, but before I went to the school, but now I'm not surprised anymore. A child is capable of anything. An 18-year-old is capable of anything. But I've seen, this is not a regular school, by the way. This guy, he wanted to keep everyone in fear around him. So as I was being quiet, being my normal self. Now, naturally, I'm not a mean person. I don't like to see anyone doing bad. I like to see everyone doing better than me. Everyone must be doing better. So if someone around me is sad, I'll try and uplift them. Because that's what you gotta do. You gotta make sure you uplift everybody. This is why I'm on Twitch. This is why I'm on Twitch. This is why. Spreading some of that energy goodness vibes. That good energy vibe. But you see, as I was going in school, he would call me, I remember so vividly what he used to call me. He used to call me Cookie. I think it was that show called Ned's Classified. And I was like, oh, because the glasses, okay, cool. Now back then I didn't know how to handle that situation. Back then I was just like, I would just laugh it off, but not realizing I was passing one test but failing the other test. And I'm gonna get into tests later. I might have to do a part 2 on this video because this topic is so goddamn deep, and I could go deep. I could go deep. I could go real deep. Three videos on this. But for now, let's start with our first one. So he used to call me a name, and then I would laugh it off. And then over time, it started to become comfortable for him to belittle me with this name. So I became on talking terms with an associate. He was never a friend, because my definition of friend is way beyond anything. It's very, very strict. But he was an associate, and he would tell me, every time he calls you that, call him T Grizzly. T Grizzly the rapper. He looked exactly like T Grizzly, by the way, but height, build, look, everything, dreads, even the dreads, everything. But anyway, he would tell me that. But then again, now that I look back at it now, that guy never said anything to him, but he used me to facilitate his anger. But also because he didn't feel brave enough to say anything for himself. So what I did, not knowing what he was doing and being the dumb guy I was, because there was some rule with the school where if you start fights, you stay in there for longer. Hell no, was I not trying to stay in there for longer. I wanted to get the hell out and move on with my life. Get the hell out and move on with my life. So I didn't want to start no trouble with anybody, but I was kind of angry at this guy too, because I'm like, who the hell does he think he is? Who the hell does he think he is? So I used to call him T Grizzly. And I'm sure I would call it T Grizz, T Grizz. He used to get so angry. T Grizz. Those are the days. Those are the days. But I would have handled it way different now and then. What I would have done is expose one of his insecurities. If someone were to come up with that, expose it to everybody in the class so everybody sees how weak he actually is. But then again, sometimes you don't even need to do that. Sometimes all you need to do is just look at someone in the eye for 2 seconds and then say nothing. Sometimes that's all you need to do. But I'm gonna get that's later. That's later. That's kind of later. That's kind of advanced. But you see, I used to call him that, and he used to get so heated. And then I did that for 2 days, and then there was just that last day, he came up to my desk, and he said, he was standing up, right? And I was sitting down, just chilling. I was chilling. I was like, sipping some tea, put my tiptoe in the river, and I'm sitting down, and I'm just playing with a pencil. And I said T Grizz before, and then he comes up, right? He comes up to me, to my right side, and he's like, with this, and then he tried to expand more space because that's what alpha males do. Quote unquote alpha males do. They expand more space to look more intimidating to the other person that they are intimidating. So that's what he did, and he came up in his macho stance and he said, "Call me T Grizz once again. Call me T Grizz once again." And in that moment, I didn't expect it. I was in so much fear. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna fight and then I'm gonna have to stay in the school longer? No! I took karate. I'm a black belt, a 2nd degree black belt. So in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna pummel this kid. I'm gonna pummel him. But also, I was scared. I was scared because I was like, I don't wanna stay in this school. I don't want to stay. Hell no. So this conflict caused me to be shocked in fear. I was shocked in fear. I was sitting there and I couldn't move. I was just like looking at this guy, rocking back and forth. And then eventually he said, and then eventually he said, keep rocking the chair and say T Grizz to me one more time. He was probably going to do something. Probably. But had he hit me, because at the back of my mind, I was like, I'm gonna pummel this kid. I'm gonna pummel him. I was so ready. But then again, I was so much in fear because of the thought that fighting would keep me to stay here longer. So it was just like so much fear. And then I'm rocking the chair. And mind you, I had a pencil in my hand. It would have turned out badly for him. Very badly. And it was sharp. And me knowing me, I'm crazy. Very. But doing the smart thing, which was not fighting, and instead submitting, which was the right thing to do, surrendering, I stopped rocking my chair and I did not call him T Grizzly. And then in that fact, he left. And then after that, everyone saw that. Pretty much everyone saw that. And in that moment, let me tell you guys what they were thinking in that moment. In that moment, everyone was watching to see how I would stand up to him in that moment, because no one else would. Everyone else was scared of him. Nobody had a moment like that before. Even his friends saw what was going on. You see, but I decided to surrender. But had I decided to fight with him and win, let's say just win, maybe I would gain some recognition with everybody else, but then there would be a consequence where I have to stay in the school longer. It's not worth it to fight, people. It's never worth it to fight. Win with eye contact. You can win with anybody in 2 seconds. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, baby. Leave them alone. I'm gonna get into that later. Maybe I'm gonna get into eye contact in another video. But you see, in that moment, I was pushed to the bottom of the social hierarchy. But also in that moment, I was not someone to mess with. Why? Because I did something that someone in the class could not do, which was stand up to the bully. Right? But in that moment, I was still the weakest one. Because I didn't fight with him. See, what it looked like there was it looked like I lost. I lost that, let's say, that battle. It looked like I lost. Because people don't understand. People don't understand. People don't understand that surrendering is actually one of the greatest ways to win any battle. Surrendering. And I understand it now. But before, what I would have done is never call him that in before. Like I said, the moment he comes up with them, usually I give people 2 tries. Usually I give people 2 tries. 2 tries. Some people, let me tell y'all what I do. Let me tell y'all what I do to test people. Because you gotta test people. You gotta see who they are. And people will always show you. So what I do, whenever I'm talking to someone, I'm gonna be my natural self. Usually when you are your natural, well, this for me, usually when I'm my natural self, I appear weak. I appear weak because I talk in I'm very happy when I talk. Very happy. It's like I'm just like, how should I explain it? It's like when I'm around people, I give off this very, 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 very chill vibe. Like I'm very chill. I'm usually very chill. I don't even listen to music. The music you hear in the background is the only music I listen to. I only listen to sound, which is frequency. And I only listen to 432 hertz. That's the only frequency I'm on, baby. When I listen to rap, my literal ears start to hurt. True shit. True stuff. Can't say that word, right? No reason to say that word. True stuff. Because it's on the wrong frequency. But then again, that's not what this video is about. When you are around someone who is in so much fear, or no, when you are around someone who puts everyone else around them in so much fear, you need to make sure you are not afraid of them. Never, ever, ever be afraid of anybody. But let me tell y'all what I do to test people. Test people who they are, see who they are, see how they'll treat you. 2 strikes, you're out. Now, why is it 2 strikes, you're out? Now, this is not a concept I actually created in my head. This is something I figured out through testing people. So what I did, and this is kind of deriving from what I'm going to say. But in that school, what I learned is that this fear tactic is a sign of immaturity. There was a middle schooler who was in the same mindset. But he didn't know how to he just was, oh my gosh, I wonder how he's doing. He needed some help, but he had the same mindset. But even he was afraid of him. Of course, this guy was pretty big, typical, high schooler, blah blah blah, macho man. But yeah, there was a middle schooler bullying me, man. All because I didn't know how to respond. Instead, I would react with a little laugh. When you laugh, you are actually showing people you have no knowledge enough to defend yourself in these situations. Laughing is sometimes the wrong response. But what he would do is one time, the first time, actually, I would say, the first time he said something to me, and it was mean. It was actually pretty mean. I don't even know what he said. See, some of these memories are just so unimportant because some of these people are so unimportant. But now that I'm doing this video, I'm starting to reference these people because they were such great masters. They were such great masters in my life because they taught me so goddamn much that I would take in my life. This one middle schooler taught me something so profound and so what's the word? So important that I would take through my whole life. And now I'm spreading to y'all. People like this are your teachers, never your enemies. People like this are your teachers, never your enemies. So I thank him so much, even though I don't remember his name. I just remember he was in middle school. He's in 8th grade. Yeah, he said something to me, and I don't remember what he said, but it was pretty mean, and I laughed it off. And then the next day, he said it to me. He said something to me similar again, and then I laughed it off. 2 strikes, you're out. The reason why it's 2 strikes is because your first and your third impression is the most important impression of anybody you encounter. Because your first impression is the test. This is between men, by the way. For women, it's a little different. I'll get into the woman later, but again, I may have to do more videos. But for men, for men, the first impression is the first test. And what some men will do who are so drunk in their ego and care about status and care about dominance and care about belittling other people to uphold their image, what they will do is they will say something like a crack. You know, in school when, oh, he cracked on you, or a tease, but it's more like a tease to test your emotional status or emotional power. That's what he was doing to me. The first impression, he was testing my emotional power. You see, one thing that I did was laugh, and laughing passes the emotional test, but it fails the second test, which is knowledge of how to defend yourself. What you could have done, but I don't recommend it, is say something back. You could do that, but then again, you don't need to do that. The first impression, you are tested on a couple of things, and one of them is the emotional status, the emotional power, and another one is the knowledge power. The knowledge. How can you defend yourself in this situation? I passed the emotional because I laughed it off, like it didn't care. Laughing signals, oh, I don't care, whatever, blah, 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 I don't care what he says. But now you don't know how to defend yourself. So what happens is he's gonna come back. The second time, he's going to test you again.
But the problem is, so many people...
Why do I say the first and the third? Well, because the first impression, if you fail the test, that is their image of how they will treat you later. The third impression is when they become comfortable in how they treat you. The second impression is just a test. It's just a preliminary test, just to see if, is it safe to say this type of stuff to this guy. So the second impression, when I came up to him the second day and he said something else to me, and of course it was to belittle me. The second test, I failed it again because I laughed. So the second impression after I laughed, he's like, okay, I can say this. I can say anything I want to this guy and he'll just laugh. That's what went on in his mind in the second impression. So the third impression, he is now comfortable to say and do anything he wants to me in terms of belittling me. That is the 2 strikes you're out rule for me. So what I will do to test people, subconsciously, I don't actively go out in every encounter with someone and be like, how am I gonna? No, I don't have to do that. I spent my years watching and shutting up. I spent my years using my eyes, using my hearing. I spent a whole year doing this type of stuff. My eyes and my ears and shutting up. I didn't say a word. Ask my friends, not my friends. Ask the people that I'm friends with, or don't. Because you probably won't. I spent a whole year just shutting up, saying nothing to nobody, just looking, going to parties. I was in the corner, just looking at people. Why do you do that? Yeah, I was the weird one, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that because I was in a household where it was kind of toxic, but that's a whole nother story. So this is the 2 strikes you're out rule. What I will do, and you guys can actually try it yourself. Don't partake in these tests.
right of someone being
Don't partake in them. Know that they exist, but don't partake in them. When you are talking to another guy, don't test them in terms of their emotional power or their knowledge power. Just simply try to just have a normal conversation.
that they want.
And if the urge to test them, because it's subconscious, if the urge to test them and try to say like a tease or anything comes up, stop it. You don't need to do that. Instead, watch and listen to see if they do that to you. If they do that to you, fail the test. This is what I do. And you guys can try it too. It works wonders, because this is how you fish out the people who should not be in your life, because they are everywhere. This is how you fish them out. The people who are negative, the people who throw out negative energy, and the people who treat people badly will always show you that side of them. Appear like you are weak as hell. Appear as though you are the weakest male in the world. Fail the test. First impression, he will test you emotionally and he will test you knowledgeably. He will test you on knowledge. So let's say if Jeff says something to me, oh, Noisy Fox, your glasses are so fat. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay. No, I wouldn't even say that, because that's actually passing the test. I wouldn't even say that. I would just be like, really? Darn. I would act like I have an insecurity of my glasses when I really don't care. I really don't care. See, some of this is necessary because you don't know who is your enemy or who is your friend. And this is a very simple thing you could do. Simply fail the test. Act like you have an insecurity. Act like you are weak. Act like you have no emotional maturity. Act like you have no knowledge of how to defend yourself. And if you can show that to them and fail the test, see what they do the second time. See what they do the second time. So let's say if Jeff, I'm going to put it into perspective. This is what I do subconsciously. It works all the time. And this is how I don't encounter, or how I don't spend any time with people who are just trying to belittle me. Like, I don't got time for that shit. Don't got time for it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, if you have a problem with me learning Japanese, sayonara. If you have a problem with how I am with Twitch, sayonara. If you have a problem with webcam, sayonara. Matane. Or not see you later. Sayonara. Farewell, baby. If you have a problem with that, come on, man. Bye. You see, that's the type of way you gotta be with people. Be very careful of the people you interact with, and this is a very easy way on how to test them. So if Jeff says, oh, your glasses are so big, Noisy Fox, I'm gonna be like, damn, maybe I should get smaller glasses then. Yeah, maybe they are too big. Agreeing with him is actually correcting an insecurity that you have. Or not correcting, is actually magnifying an insecurity that you have, thus showing the person your insecurity when it's actually not your insecurity. My glasses are perfect. Thank you, Jeff. I'm gonna show you guys what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Ooh, 48 minutes. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is really good. So, in this instance, I fail both tests. So the second time I meet Jeff, if he says something, maybe, my shirt, let's just say my shirt. Let's just say, oh, Noisy Fox, your shirt is so weird. Even though it's not really a mean comment, the intention was to belittle me. Fail that test too. Say, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll get rid of it. Fail that test too. Magnify your insecurity. Your fake insecurity is not real. To that person to fail the test. Or you could just simply say, you're right. Simply just say that. You're right. Just agree with them. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Just agree with them. That's failing both tests. Or just say, yeah, I know, my shirt is just so, just say something that agrees with them. Because if you are showing them that what they said if you are showing them that what they are said is true, you are actually failing both tests. That's the second impression. The third impression. Do they do it again? That's when you say, look, I'm gonna tell you one time. I love myself. And I treat myself the best way. What you say has no power over me. And then never talk to them again. Just like that. Boom. Because that's, they were testing you. You failed my test, baby. You failed my test, baby. What you say has no power over how I love myself or how I treat myself. Or what I like to say, are you really trying to belittle me for power? Point out their insecurity and then never talk to them again. You ain't got time for them. Don't got time for that bull. You don't got time for the bull. You only have time for people who want to uplift you and see you win. Never make room for someone in your mind living rent-free who is only trying to steal your happiness. You ain't got time for it, baby. The moment you fail my test is the moment you will never see me again. And the fact is, look, if you do see them after that third impression and you tell them that, if you tell them something similar to that, watch how they treat you after. It will change. It will change because now they see someone who's like, oh, okay, obviously, you know, I can't say that to this guy, you know. I failed. I failed. You see, now that person that was trying to belittle you or whatever, after the third person, he's gonna rethink and he's gonna be like, whoa, I didn't expect you to say that. Whoa, I thought you were weak. Whoa, I thought I could put on whatever hate I have for myself onto you and me feel comfortable. Whoa, I thought I could uphold my status over you to show you that I'm the dominant male. Whoa, I didn't expect that. Whoa, why did you say that? Now it's gonna go through his head. But he ain't gonna say that to you again. But do not ever go down to his vibration. Instead, raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. If you are forced to see someone like that again after the third impression, after you see that again, make sure you are always raising your vibration. Make sure you are showing yourself that you love yourself. Make sure that when you see him, you uplift even him. Make sure you uplift even him. Because he is working at the lowest vibration. Understand that he just has some hate for himself. And he is portraying that same hate he has for himself onto you. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Shaggy, Supra, thank you for joining the family. Thank you so much for joining the family. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. I didn't even know there was someone in the chat. I love you all. Love you all. But like I said, anytime someone shows you that piece of them, that hate for themselves onto you, never let it bring you down. You are powerful beyond goddamn being. You are made of the same carbon, nitrogen, and iron out of stars in the universe. No one should be able to dim your starlight, baby. No one should. That third impression is it's one of the most important ones. I think it's more important. Is second to the most important than the first impression. But that third impression, when you show them how powerful you are to yourself, they will never try to discredit that power. Show them you are powerful to yourself with that one comment. You have no power over me, over how I love myself or how I treat myself. Ooh, that one comment, and say it so serious, no smile. Say it so serious, dead in their eyes. I don't do this, but it's a good thing to say. What I would do is after the third impression, when I've tested you and see that you failed my test, I'll be like, I'll just expose them. Are you really trying to belittle me for power? And I'll look at them dead in the eyes, looking at them scramble for something to say, because he didn't expect that. He expected me to agree with him like I did the first and second impression. But he failed my test, not knowing that I was testing him in the first place. Baby, you don't got time for people who are trying to belittle you. Don't go with the bullshit. Don't be as weird. Oh, I thought my webcam betrayed me. Be as weird as you goddamn want, people. Be as weird as you goddamn want. Be as weird as you are, not as weird as you aren't. What do I mean by that? Be yourself, never the mask. Always be yourself, never the mask. Be as weird as you are, not as weird as you aren't. I gotta write that down. Be authentic to yourself and never be a mask. You will see people who are putting on a mask all the time, and that is the one way on how to expose them. First impression. What do they say to you? Is it to belittle you or to uplift you? Second impression. Do they do the same thing? Do they try to belittle you again? We ain't got time for the bullshit. You almost failed my test, buddy. Third impression. You with the bullshit again? Are you really trying to belittle me for power? Because that's what he's doing. Simply exposing him will make him rethink on how he treats you, and he will remember you forever. And not only that, you also taught him something. You also taught him that maybe what he's doing is not the right thing to do. And he will remember you. He will remember you, and therefore, he will respect you. I gotta get into this subject deeper. Because there's so much I haven't talked about. And the hour's almost here. Oh, I gotta. The hour is almost here? No, this is one of my favorite subjects. Oh my gosh. Everybody, there is no reason at all why you should be caring about status, dominance, or reputation. The alpha male never cares about anything. The alpha male never cares about any of those three. Thus, he gains all three. The alpha male or the alpha woman never cares about any of those three. Thus, gains all three. Not over everybody else, but over himself and herself. Ne? Which means right. In Japanese. Be as weird as you are, not as you aren't. So, with that being said, why does that work? I really don't understand why that works, but it really just works. Every time this camera goes blurry, I just grab it and all of a sudden it works. I don't understand why, but whatever. So, anybody who comes up to you with the bull, try the 2 strikes you're out. Try it. Don't believe me. Try it yourself. Anybody who comes with the bull, fail the first impression, fail the second impression, expose the third. Well, no, expose after the third. 2 strikes you're out. Because on the third, they'll most likely just be comfortable in how they treat you, which is bad and poor. You don't want that. So on the third impression, if they try to bullshit again, expose them. Expose them, baby. Because what they are simply just trying to do is to belittle you for power over you. That is all they're doing. It's very simple. And if you can expose that, they will respect you. Or part of the way respect you. Because it takes more than that just to get respect. It takes more than that. You gotta earn respect, okay? You don't get respect. You gotta earn it. Not from others, but yourself. You gotta earn it for yourself. So, everybody, and maybe I'll go into a video on how to get respect. Maybe I'll go into it. But you see, anybody who comes up to you with the bull, expose them on the third impression. This is what I learned from watching a middle schooler bully me. People are some of the greatest teachers. Your enemies are some of the greatest teachers. Don't look at them as someone trying to threaten you. Look at them as someone trying to teach you. That's what I tell everybody. Your enemy is your mentor. Nah? Your enemy is your mentor. This is what I learned from a middle schooler. Anybody can teach you. So, with that being said, I hope you guys gain some value and some insight off that. And always remember, uplift. never descend. Or not descend, that's the wrong word. Never put down anybody. Always uplifts. Always put out love and give to yourself. Never put out hate because you will receive it back. Matane! I was about to say something, then I forgot it instantly. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Always take care of yourself. Love, 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 love. And I'll see you in the next stream. Matane! Which means see you later in Japanese. I'm not saying ciao anymore because I'm not Chinese. Maybe I'll learn that I'm learning Chinese in another time, okay? But now we're learning Japanese. So matane!